Okay, guys. So I decided to go ahead and do the Artists United Q&A. For those of you who don't know me, I am Billy. I also go by Zoe. I've been a member of Artists United for a good while now. I don't even know how long. At least a few months, maybe a year, I don't know. So I've never, I don't really do the Q&A videos very often, but I was seeing all the other ones, and I thought, it'd be kind of cool if I could do my own. Okay, so first things first, I don't have a fancy computer like certain other people do on the videos. Yukia, Emiko, Sammy, yeah, looking at you guys. So, let's go ahead and, also, I had to also write down all my questions. On one of my daughter's artwork, she's 2 years old. I don't know how it's supposed to go for her, but I had to write down all my questions. Because I'm like you, Yukia, I can't remember shit either. And I also curse. So, yeah, deal with the cursing, deal with the crappy phone resolution, deal with it, or just turn off the video. IDGAF. Okay, so let's get right into it. First thing, creepiest thing. I did have to think about this for a second, but I did remember me and my husband, we used to live in a little town called Gaeta, Italy. It was literally, you had to look on a map to find it. And while we were living in Italy, this was whenever he was in the military, while we were living there, we visited Venetia, which is Venice. And we didn't know this at the time, but apparently there's a part of Venice where there is this time warp wormhole type of thing. And what happened was we were following this other group because their hotel was next to our hotel. And we had no idea where we were going. It was dark, and we were kind of using the back alleys type of thing, which actually I have seen them in Assassin's Creed, and it's really cool looking at, like, being like, oh my god, I've been there, oh my god, I've been there. Anyway, so we were following this other group, and they were going around a corner, and while they were going around, I heard one of the people in the group say something along the lines of, I think we turn here, or this is where we turn. They said something like that. And then when we rounded the corner, we saw them again going around another corner, and the guy said the exact same thing. And you know how when you feel something and you know it's deja vu? This was not deja vu. This was literally the exact same thing that happened 5 seconds ago happened again. And it was creepy as fuck. I still get chills, honestly, thinking about it. It's really the coolest thing ever, but it's creepy as all get out. So yeah, that was definitely the creepiest thing that happened. Okay, next question. How does a noob become an artist? Draw, make, digitize, mold, dance, sing, whatever your artwork is, whatever you consider your art, do it. Just do it. Do it. That is how you become an artist. If you are a noob and you want to become an artist, then we're going to pick you up, put you in the artist section. Do your art. That's how that happens. Okay. What matters most, talent or hard work? You really cannot have one without the other. You cannot be talented and not be expected to not work hard. You cannot work hard without at least having some sense of talent. Some sense, well, I say talent. But regardless, you can't work hard and you can't not have talent. You know, they're interchangeable, they go hand in hand, they're one and the same practically. That's just how it is. Best and worst things I've been told about my art. I get complimented a lot on my art. I can't really think of any one specific comment, just kind of in general, a lot of people saying that, you know, I have a lot of talent, because they haven't, oftentimes they say they haven't seen anything like what I do. Worst thing, I really can't think of a worst thing. I kind of feel bad because, I mean, there's all these artists that have to deal with, you know, crap from trolls and, you know, just people being dicks about everything. And I really don't have a story like that. I mean, the only thing I really have is people saying that I charge too much for what I do, which I gotta put food on the table, dude. I don't know what you're expecting. I'm not doing this for free, that's for darn sure. So, yeah. What is an artistic outlook on life? Just seeing art in everything, which is something I kind of do a lot. Example. Lately, in my area, I'm in the United States, I'm actually in Louisiana, but in my area, we have had a lot of thunderstorms, rain, flooding. It's Louisiana, what do you expect? But a lot of people have been having a lot of broken branches and fallen down trees. They've been cutting them down and just kind of leaving them on the side of the road for the, I can't remember what the actual government company is called, but it's basically the people that deal with like branches and tree trimmings and grass clippings and stuff like that. But they have these beautiful, beautiful giant pieces of wood, giggity, that they're leaving on the side of the road. And every time I go around my neighborhood, I see it, and I want to take it all and put it in my backyard and make things. I would never come inside. I would be bitten to hell by mosquitoes, but I would never come inside if I had all that wood to work with. Giggity. Describe life with art. Now, I actually had to relook this one up because I had no idea what it was talking about. Honestly, I would have to say my artwork, the piece of art I think that would describe my life, I think it would be kind of a yin-yang type of thing where it's two split, where more than likely one side would be a beautiful snowscape, possibly the mountains in the background. No, not really very many trees, but just all you see basically is snow, maybe some footprints, and just white and pristine and gorgeous. And then another half would probably be like a living forest, like in the thralls of springtime. You know, maybe with like a stream and stuff like that. You know, very very musical, very artistic, obviously, but just split down the middle and complete opposites. That's probably what mine would be. How to improve on your art? Really? Remember that thing? Putting over here? That's how you do it. Practice. I don't know if you can hear that, but practice. I have to use my headphones. Shush. How to motivate? Oh, I think it's just how do I get myself motivated to do stuff? Honestly, I use the prompts a lot. I don't really post as much as I'd like to, but I do the prompts. Right now I'm actually in the middle of my own, well, not my own, but I'm in the middle of doing a Gravity Falls challenge because I just finished binge watching it a couple of weeks ago, and I'm like huge on Gravity Falls until the new Steven Universe comes out. So yeah, that's what I'm doing. Is I'm doing a 30-day challenge for Gravity Falls, and also just I think a lot of times I'll kind of scroll through Artist United, scroll through the feed, and I'll see something that someone else has done, and I'll be like, oh my god, that's so amazing. And I'll be like, oh wow, that's so adorable. And, you know, just all these different things. And I'm like, whenever I look at other people's art, sometimes I want to be like, you know what? I feel like arting. I can totally art right now. So that's kind of how I motivate myself. What got you into art, or what inspired you? Actually, my husband did. In high school, we're high school sweethearts, and a lot of times when we would exchange notes, a lot of his notes had little sketches on them, and he was huge into Dragon Ball Z. He was he would always have little sketches of like Teen Gohan or Goku and stuff like that, and I was like, you know what? I'm gonna do this. Why not? So I randomly sketched out. First it was a Super Saiyan Goku, and I was like, huh, that's not bad. It looks pretty good. And I was using a reference, and then on the next one I was like, you know what? I've got these Digimon trading cards. I'm totally gonna draw some Digimon, and like I would just draw that. And after a while, I got so into it. I was like, you know, I want to draw my own stuff. So that's how I got into it, because of my lovely husband. I just realized there's a picture of me in the background. I don't want you guys to see that. I'm gonna scoot over. Just pretend it's not there. Okay. Okay. So yeah, my husband inspired me to start my art thing. Next question. Did you know the bird is the word? Well, everybody knows about the bird. What is your way of getting rid of art block? This is actually a really hard one. Because for me, I know that a lot of people, you know, they say, just draw, just draw, just draw, just draw. I can't even, whenever I have an art block, I literally cannot even put pen to paper or anything like that. And honestly, the only thing that really gets me out of art blocks is my music. A lot of times that'll help. Or if I'm just out and I see something inspiring, I literally just, I don't know if you guys know how this feels. I'm sure you do, but just whenever you see something or you hear something and it's like breaks it away, and all of a sudden you're like, whoosh, inspiration. Wow. Jazz hands. So that's really just time. Really just time helps with any art block that I'm having, me personally. That might not work for you. I totally get it if it doesn't. Let's see. How do you impress your favorite artist? This is actually kind of a hard one because I don't really look to impress anyone else. I mean, if someone in Artists United, especially the admins, if they like something that I drew that I post, then that's kind of a little, you know, nudge to my ego right there. But I really don't look to impress anyone, because sometimes, especially whenever it says impressing your favorite artist, you know, it's almost sounds like you want to emulate them, but I don't really want to emulate anyone else except myself. So, does your art come naturally, or did you have to work hard to get better? Both. I really hate to say this, but I believe that I am very naturally talented. Again, talent. But it's really just I do still work hard. I work damned hard to get better. I've worked very hard to get from where I was to where I am right now. Regardless of what talent I say I have, I still have to work hard to get where I am and further than here. So I guess I'd have to say my art really doesn't come naturally, because there's a difference between, I don't know what I'm trying to say. I'm so sorry. I'm probably going to edit this part out, so shh. How do you get into an art mood? I use music. Sometimes I'll just be out and I'll just see something and it just inspires me to draw something or design something or make something, whatever would be the best medium to express it through. Who is an Artists United person you admire? Oh gosh. I absolutely love every single person that I've seen art from in Artists United. I can't think of any specific one, but one does come to mind. I'd have to say Yukia is one of my top 5 artists that I admire because her work is so detailed. And matter of fact, not too long ago, she had drawn this picture of, I want to say Raphael. Please correct me if I'm wrong, but Raphael, and he had wings for arms, and just the detail in the feathers and the transition from skin to feather was just so perfectly spot on. And then she colored, and I was just like, I can't even, I literally could not even. So she's definitely one that I admire. There's many others that I also admire. It's just she just happens to be the one that I'm currently thinking of. Other activities, are there, I'm guessing just other activities that I enjoy other than art? I'm a very active person. I love going on bike rides. I do a couple of different races. My most recent was a 50 mile that I did about a month or 2 ago. And I'm actually in the middle of training for a duathlon because I love running and I love biking, like I said. I also enjoy rollerblading. I haven't done it in a long time, but I still love it. I also love spending time with my kids, and we do a lot of stuff together. We go to the park, we do, fun kid-type activities. So I do a lot of other different things. Are you ever angry when a piece isn't coming out right? Honestly, yes. I really do get angry. I was working on something recently that I had this picture in my head of how it was supposed to go, and it did not come out like that. And I was literally this close to ripping it apart. That close. Right there. But I didn't. I wanted to keep working on it until what was in my mind would come out. And eventually it did. But I'm telling you, it's very frustrating when you want something to come out a certain way and it doesn't. I hate that. I really do. Favorite artwork? So, a little bit of a backstory real quick. Me and my husband used to live in Colorado for a little while. And while we were there, I was toting around all my art in this backpack. And we were on our bikes, and we stopped at a Barnes & Noble because we wanted to check out if there was a book. And whenever I was about to go in, my husband said not to bring in my backpack because I had this small little bead and wire thing that I used to make jewelry, and he said not to bring it in because it always makes the security gates go off. And I said, no, it's fine, I'll just lift it up. And he was like, no, just leave it out by the bike, blah, blah, blah. So I left it out by the bike, and someone cut it off the lock that it was attached to and stole it. And again, not only did it have this thing of bead and wire that I used for my jewelry making, it also had my portfolio that had every single picture I had ever drawn since high school. This was at least, at that time, it was at least 10 years of artwork that I had worked on. I lost all of them. And to this day, I'm still, even right now, I'm still pissed about that. My favorite artwork was in that. It was a picture of an original character that I have not introduced to the group yet, named Ezekiel. And it was great because it was one of the first pictures I had really done a really good perspective on. I normally just do straight like this, but this one there was more perspective to it. And it was the first time I had ever really done a perspective, and it came out amazing. And it really was my favorite piece of art. It still is my favorite piece of art. And yeah, not happy. Favorite art, oh, this also asks favorite artwork, mine, friends, or other artists. Oh gosh. See, I have so many, like I said, I have so many other art pieces that I've admired. Oh gosh, I can't think of anything specific, just so many recently that I absolutely love. And I love all of it. I really do. This is, next question is, any artwork, I think it was, if I could choose any artwork in the world, what would it be? And actually, anything from the Louvre. Pretty much anything from the Louvre, because me and my husband, we went there as part of a little mini vacation. We went for, it had to be for Valentine's Day because it was in February. But we went and we spent hours and only saw maybe, I'd say 65% of the stuff that they have. And honestly, one of my favorite works was a huge painting of David and Goliath. And thinking back on it, it was kind of gruesome because David's literally there, naked, holding the head of Goliath, and the head. It's like, well, this guy's obviously dead, but it was just so well painted, and it was beautiful. I don't even know who the artist was. I feel bad. It was some world famous artist. I don't know who it was. But that's one piece that comes to mind, where as far as like worldwide type of thing. I'm also a huge fan of Salvador Dali. I love his work, and M.C. Escher. He's also one of my husband's favorites, but I love him too. He's a really good artist, and was a really good artist as well. Favorite time of day to art. That's literally how I wrote that one down. I wouldn't say it's my favorite time of day to art, but the best time of day for me to art is whenever my daughter is taking her nap, because it's the only time I'm going to be able to. And that's it. I'm done. So, I'm gonna put this on my YouTube channel. If you guys want to, send me a like, put in the comments, and show your love. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I'm not really sure how I did, but I hope you enjoyed it. Thanks. Okay, bye.